SOS, they may feel like they really do need to seek help but don't know how. This person is frustrated, so frustrated with these lessons, not knowing how to go about giving you this love offer that they know that you need. They don't feel adequate. There's some adequacy issues here, for sure. But they have unconditional love, which goes with the love offer. Beautiful, certain love, genuine love. Lost, ghosted. They could have ghosted you or blocked you or cut you off because they're triggered. I mean, you guys perhaps had, like I said in the first place, like an argument, or maybe they are overstimulated and they ghosted or blocked you and kind of cut you off, which is immature. But rather than actually discussing things with people and having a healthy way of dealing with this, and maybe this person is not used to dealing with things in a healthy fashion. This person is plugged, tuned in, internet, and connected. So, I mean, they could very well be watching, you online to see, maybe if you're happier without them. They don't, there's clear worthiness issues here, and it's feeling trapped and closed in by outdated beliefs, about themselves, which could have very well been learned in childhood or with jacked up relationships. Here's this reminiscing again. Cassette. Wait. Is that one? Okay, it's not. Reminiscing, memories, returning, recalling. They want to return. They want to give you this love offer and this unconditional love. They're just really unclear of how to go about this. They, and with worthiness issues, okay, what's that? But they are seeing signs and synchronicities no matter what. They have 1111, which 222 1111 is a twin flame card. 222 is you're on the right path, and 333 is a manifestation. On this sign, I also see infinity, and I never noticed that before. Weird. Because in my personal life, the infinity symbol and eights are huge. This says infinity, 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 infinity. 8, or infinity symbol, sideways, 8 sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Crazy. That's crazy. Huh. I'm feeling called to pull just one more. Just one more off of this deck here. I'm gonna shuffle it one more time. And maybe twice. Oh, crap. Nothing fell up right in. Alright, so I feel like I'm feeling called to pull one more. This really does tell the whole story, though. I mean, this person is trying to clean it up. They don't know how to clean it up. They may, with their outdated beliefs in themselves, they just may not feel like they're capable of doing this at all. And I know that that's a stuck feeling. I've been there before. Like, I mean, I remember when I was an addict, and I'm sitting here and I'm got my kids, and I haven't yet gone down the road that would lead me out of addiction. And I'm just thinking, there is no way I'm going to ever get out of addiction unless I go to jail. I firmly believe that. I really believe that to be true. That was my truth. I believed it. And the thing about it is, when I got clean, the devil is a lie. That was not the truth. That's not how I got clean. I got a hold of drugs that scared the crap out of me. I got super paranoid, and I was like, you know what? I don't want this life anymore. And one day, I made a decision. Now, I had lost my kids by then. I'd lost my kids. I had left home. I was in Oregon. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. And I walked away from my drug of choice at that time, and I left it behind forever. I never looked back. Never looked back. I never picked it up again. I called it a good day, and I left it alone. And you know what? It did not take me going to jail. Now, I lost things, no question. I lost something, two people that were very important to me, my children. I lost a lot. My home, my childhood home. At that point, my mom had been like, you got to go. So I lost a lot of things, my home, my kids, all of it, before And I'm out here on the streets, you know, doing these drugs and doing things that weren't right. And all of a sudden, I was just done with it. And I made that decision that day and I walked away from it. So I get, if nobody gets it, I do. I definitely know what a limiting belief, and you feel boxed in like you're caged, but the thing about it is, on that cage, the lock's just kind of half hanging off. It's not actually locked. You put yourself into this self-imposed prison, but the lock's just there. It's not actually engaged. You could reach out and just turn it and let yourself out and set yourself free of these limiting beliefs. And you know, a lot of times when we're kids, we're just told we're not good enough, or you know, you can't do this, this is not, you're not capable of doing this, and it just really screws with your head when you're an adult. It makes it very difficult to believe that you're capable of anything. You know, it's a difficult one. It's hard. So I apologize for going on, and you know, but I had to inject a little bit of my life experience. They're about ready to reveal and confess something to you, though. They're trying to clean up. This says about to reveal, confess. Owning the mess to clean up, healthy choices, prioritizing, positive life changes, accountability, releasing burdens. Beautiful. That is a beautiful thing. What do we want to get now? I'm going to get some of these. We're going to go deep. I'm sorry. I was trying to keep it light. It didn't work out very well with my whole soapbox extravaganza. I hope it helps somebody. You know, honestly, my belief is this. If, you know, we go through things, it should benefit someone else at some point in our lives. It should benefit somebody. It should help somebody along in their life. So if I help one person with what I went through, then you know what? What I went through was worth going through. And no, it wasn't easy. Absolutely not. It was definitely anything but easy. But, you know, it molded me into the human being that I am today. And I'm not a bad person. I'm a pretty decent human. You know, I love others, and I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. And, you know, I didn't used to be that way. I was a jerk. I was a whole live jerk. Relaxation. That's something that maybe your person needs to do. Gateway. Fulfillment. They know that you are their wish fulfillment. Trust, but they have to trust themselves, and that persona that you've carried for so long that tells you that you're not worthy of this, you're not good enough for this. You learn to trust that instead of trusting your intuition, which is so important. Coming to the point where you trust your intuition is a beautiful thing. That's God. That's your higher self. God gives you information that will help lead you in the right regard, but then your mind wants to destroy it, and that's of this world and in the 3D. The logical mind can be one of the most harmful things, you know, as far as leading you down a spiritual path, because you will talk yourself out of doing things because you're stubborn and you think you know it all, but the only thing that you know is what you've experienced. So if you don't take a step, just one step in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, you could be passing up something amazing in your life. Absolutely and positively amazing, because you thought you knew it. You thought you knew what you were doing. You had the plan, but that plan didn't work. And that was another thing. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to go on a quick tangent again. When I finally decided that I wanted a full difference in my life, I was already off the drugs, but I was homeless. I was doing stupid stuff to keep myself from being homeless, and I was just like, I'm gonna die out here, you know, I'm going to die. And I finally was like, okay, you know, and for me, I went into a little church on a corner in Portland, Oregon, off of Burnside, And I walked into that church and I felt the presence of the divine. And I was just like, okay. I cried my tear. I cried. I was like, my way is not working. Clearly, my way is broken. My methods of madness aren't working. So I'm going to try and do it your way. And that day, I made a decision to lean on my higher power and lean into whatever I was feeling led to do with my third eye, my intuition, my Holy Spirit, my higher power, whatever you want to call it, whatever it means to you, rather than rationalization. Because sometimes I would be inclined to do something that didn't make a damn bit of sense at all.